Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. This channel is for education and technology. So in this channel, we are investigating the what, why, how of ancient Chinese culture, which included Wing Chun. And we focus on the technical aspect of the ancient Chinese culture. So this channel is not related to the martial art school, martial art lineage, but we look at it in terms of technology and what, why, how of it. Now, today I'd like to share with you two really critical concepts of the ancient Wing Chun. The reason I'm sharing this today is because after I share my videos on the sword strike of ancient Wing Chun 1850 and also discuss in the group, the Facebook group Wing Chun for 40 plus, a culture discussion group. There are many things need to be defined clearly today. Otherwise, because the mass majority do not know this, so it often becomes a gray area that we take things as everything is the same. For instance, the first thing we're going to talk about is this few days, many Wing Chun friends told me that, oh, Wing Chun 1850 is the same with boxing, Western boxing. And when I say, no, Wing Chun 1850 or short strike Wing Chun is a short strike art. It is not the same with Western boxing, then people will come up and say, you know what, Western boxing fight really close too. They fight really close. Look at the hook, the body shot is really close. And then all kinds of different stuff. So today, I'd like to share with you a new term, a term we must have in order to understand the ancient sword strike art of Shaolin or Wing Chun. See, we always say that Wing Chun is a close body sword strike. You go watch all the older movies of Wing Chun, it always said Wing Chun is a tip san tuin da. Tip san, tip meaning sticking body. Tuin da meaning short strike, tip san tuin da. Okay? So you can watch the movie and you can find the terms there. However, if we don't really know what is tip san, then it is a disaster. It gets into, oh, Western boxing is also fight in a close range. I was taught that I have a tight hook, I can go really close. Well, so the best thing is to define the entire technical thing clearly, because there's nothing to do with personal. Okay? Now, since ancient time, 1560s, in General Chi Guang's book, those stuff are real clearly recorded because short strike exists in 1560. Now, people will tell me, hey, you know, you stretch so far away. Well, it is not I stretch so far away, it is a fact that we have to face and we have to accept. Now, the descriptions of Tip San Tuin Da, okay, is in the General Chi Guang books. In this 2 pages, that is for the sticking body short strike. If you look at this, You look how the body, the knee, the elbow, the body, okay? This is a straight line there. If you draw a straight line there, that is the Thiết San Tuyến Da, okay? Now, of course, you have a riding here, right? And of course, anybody will talk about, oh, the Wing Chun, well, you look at this Bong Sao here, okay? So this is 1560. So we speak with evidence. Not that I'm the grandmaster or know it all, no. We just base on evidence, not our own speculation. Now, if this is not enough, let's go to the Shaolin Short Strike book. You look at how is this knee and the shoulder, the body is in the straight aligning. Okay, which is you can see that thing. So this is 1560. This is 1780s when it make the book, but this techniques, this art actually exists since late 1600, because the Chinese historian in martial art have already do investigations on this book, okay, and the Shaolin monk. So there's a writing here. Now, if you say, well, Hendrik, this is a drawing, well, you want to be specific? That describe clearly what is sticking body, and that tell you what need to be done, what need to be exist in the situations. Okay? Now, even if we today go to the patent office for lawsuit, I can guarantee you any judge will agree with it, because it is have hundreds of years of tracking evidence and clearly written. Now, the problem in traditional Chinese martial art is for past 100 years, people don't read this ancient book anymore. They don't read this. They go through Tao, Qi, this magic power, and you don't have to move, and then you can win. The mind power. So everyone become, as the Chinese say, 差不多先生. Well, all is about the same. Okay? So if I have a bridge this way, short bridge, Tuyến Kiu, it's the same with the Thiết San Tuyến Da. So short, as soon as I fight, if this is my opponent, if I fight this shot, then I'm doing sticking body short strike, ignoring all those writing descriptions technically. Now, also, you look at tons of so-called researchers try to translate those books. And it turns out because they don't understand the thing, they're keeping putting into their own ideas. Also, because in this past 100 years, everybody go this Tao, you fly people around with your Jing. Then everybody is going to quote Tao De Jing and I Ching, whatever, got nothing to do with it. Okay? So it's this serious now. So it is like the Chinese say, 差不多先生, okay? Everything is about the same. As soon as it's the same, it is okay. Read that article of 差不多先生, which is in the early of 1900s. Practically, at that time, the Chinese have this kind of mentality. Oh, everything's the same. So short bridge is the same with the short strike. What? You do that, you lost the art. And because if we don't know it, we could create things. Okay? Now, that is the reason when I write the Wing Chun matrix, I put down there, I put down here, you look at this thing, same thing is a line, straight line. Even though I have a lot of good friends, close friends leave me, but I stick to this. Why? Is it that I want to be a grandmaster? No. The problem is, if you lost that, you lost the entire Wing Chun. You don't have Wing Chun anymore. You don't have technology because everything is chaputo, almost the same. Almost, it is okay, everything is the same, okay? So short strike Wing Chun is like Western boxing. So you can see people writing articles of how Wing Chun is based on Western boxing. Okay? So today I want to share with you this term. It's called fill-in. Tianman. Fill-in. That's in the Shaolin short strike canon. Tianman. So what does Tianman mean? Tianman means to fill in. If this is my opponent, this is a wall. Okay, so you look at this now, the drawing there. It has to be straight. Tianman means my upper body, my middle body, my lower body has to fill in this gap. This all has to fill in. Okay? Short strike, sticking body short strike, as the definition there. You have to stick into it. And this is to be able to fill this place up. It's called Tianman. Fill it fully. Okay? So any short strike art, you have to do Tianman. Now you say, oh, Henrik, is that just Wing Chun? No, you look at Jiu-Jitsu. Didn't they have to go in? So all the short strike category of art, it always have the Tianman. Now, as I show here in this book, this is not filled in anymore. Okay? Well, this is filling in. Because now this thing has been this thing has been pushed up. Okay, this dummy has been pushed up. As for this, you see this is not being pushed up, and there's a gap here. So again, you see this is being pushed up. Okay, the body is there already. You push the opponent out, or press the opponent out. This one, it doesn't. Okay, so this is a long fist. This is not a short strike art per Chinese definition. I put my foot in the same place in the wall, my toe. This is a long fist. Even though if you say that I have this short bridge here, I'm not stretching like that. Why? Because you have this room from me to the wall down. This room, which is not filled in. Sticking body short strike, you have to fill in this. And because of the fill in this, your leg, your knee, your hip, okay, your shoulder, your elbow is in a line with your head butt here. This is all attacked in a straight line in. That is short strike. So you fill in. Okay? So this is short strike. Now, let's look at say our friend said, you know what, Western boxing is Wing Chun because it's going fighting really close too. What does Western boxing fill in this thing and attack it with the knee, with all this line as described there? Or Western boxing, even though if one want to do a body shot, has to have a proper distance. If this is the opponent, have to have a proper distance to do a body hook shot. One cannot be like that. Have you ever seen a Western boxer doing a body hook where the body is like that, touching the body, like in the short strike? It is not the same thing. The body mechanic is completely different type. So in the ancient, according to ancient terminology, Western boxing is defined as a long fist. Even though sure it fight close, but that is not this close, which is the short strike art like Wing Chun is. And because of it is this, we use a sun punch here. Why sun punch here? Because this is utilizing the snapping of the joint. This is called inch power. This is no longer inch power because you need the room and all those things. It's a different type of body mechanics. So until we know the body mechanics, one cannot just say, oh yeah, this is the same. The Western boxing is the same with Wing Chun, and then Wing Chun is the same with this, and then this is all the same. Wing Chun is the same with Tai Chi, Tai Chi is the same with Wing Chun, and all the same, all internal the same. In Chinese term, that's called 差不多先生. Everything is the same. Mr. Everything is the same. Go read the article of the critics at the time of early 1900. How come you Chinese become like that? Okay, I'm not saying that, I just cite you the article. So, we need to know the fill-in. The term today is the fill-in. If it's not fill-in, it is not the short strike. It's not a keep sun doing that. And of course, if you want to fill in, your body mechanic entirely will be different than the art like that. It's like a wrestler's body mechanic and a Thai boxer body mechanic. It's different mechanics. And you don't say that, oh, because of the Thai boxer doing a clinching too, the same with the wrestling, so they are the same. Okay? It is a disaster to have those type of 差不多 or everything is the same mentality. The mind is not clear. One do not work with technology that way. If one have those type of mind, it means one simply don't have the technology because one don't know. Okay? So I'm speaking this in terms of technology. How is the mind? How accurate one has to be. And so here, remember, it is not closing the gap. It is fill in. The body at all time has to fill in. That's the job of a short strike. That's why it's called sticking body. Qi, okay? Sun is body. It's not just qi Shao, it's the entire body. Keep sun, qi sun, mai sun. Okay? So this is Chinese culture. It is not that simple. It's not that up to everybody's interpretations. Okay? So remember the term fill in. Remember, all this is based on the Chinese scripture. Now, I present the technical or technology of the ancient by evidence. Then people usually will come, and if I say that no, sticking body short strike is not Western boxing, then people will say, you know, you need to demo with people with resistance. There's always the argument, can your thing pass the test under pressure? Well, what under pressure? What resistance? Do you know why I'm using this wall these few days as for demo? The reason why I use this wall is because we are not living in 1850. I don't have a tree. Okay? This is 2020 in Silicon Valley. I don't have a trees. This wall in 1850 is a tree. And that's what Zhong wooden dummy is. Okay? And talk about resistance. The ancient sticking body short strike ancestor is practicing this in the tree, like I show you here. Why? In today's sports science, I explain to you why. When I put my hand here and force it, the wall, without moving my body, this is called isometrics, strength training. When I put my body here and press it, that is a type of isometric training, okay? So this is the resistance. Why wall, why tree? Because you expect your opponent to struggle, to give you resistance. And if you do this type of isometric, when your entire body lean at it or stick at it, it's better you sticking, so not leaning, because I don't want you guys to thinking about bracing again. Sticking with it. It is isometric strength training. It is a strength training, right? That is why in this book, The Basic Wing Chun Art and Science, I use a wall to let everybody experience what is the force flow. And this have to be go entire body. And the 7 bolts. So, there is an isometric for entire body to what? At least to prime your neuromuscular proficiency, okay? To prime the neuromuscular connection of every part of your body. That is resistance. Now, if you want to look at more deep in the sports science, when people use wall to train, why do you use wall to train? Well, they are reinforce the mechanics for accelerations. Go check it out. So again, the ancient short strike ancestor from Shaolin, from Wing Chun, can be verified in today's sports science. All of this, every piece of this is a resistance. You don't have to believe me. If you're training in structure, you're training in Chi Sao this way, or you're training in the wooden dummy this way, walk close to a wall and see how agile you can apply the force to the wall. Okay? So, resistance. That is resistance. That is strength training. That is the accelerations reinforcement training. Okay? Because you need to be fast. Now, if the body mechanic is not trained this way, how is one going to feel it? You cannot accelerate, you cannot apply force. Well, be able to apply force to the entire body is called inch power. Chun Geng. twin gain shot power. That's what it is. Meaning that within an inch, I have to be able to apply strength. That is the real wooden dummy for short strike people. So is it like Tai Chi? Using your Dan Tian and all the circular? No, there's no circular here. Every part of the body, the strength and the reinforcements of the accelerations mechanics, and be able to play here. Okay? And even better today, like those shoot in. Do you think I'm kidding? What you don't know is this. I'm using the resistance training for, like in the sport science, for the power, the accelerations and speed. Every step, every move with the knee in, all the resistance training type of verifications. So if you don't have the training, can you go shoot in like that, striking with the knee? Can you go like, you go in, shoot in, and then you play here with the isometric of the wall? You can. So without this type of mechanic development, no way one know what it is. Asking, can you demo with a proponent which is resistance, is actually doesn't mean much. Look at all the demonstrations. Isn't it? You got a student or a friend, and then you demonstrate. Let you do whatever you do. But with this resistance, with this wall, the natural is not going to let I get what I want unless I be able to handle this body mechanics. Okay? So two things I present to you today. Number one thing is, what is a sleeping body short strike? What is the fill-in? Let's not keep saying, oh, short strike Wing Chun. Wing Chun and boxing is a different art. Why is it a different art? Well, because short strike Wing Chun fill in with the entire thing. Boxing doesn't do that. Western boxing doesn't do that. Even though the Western boxing and the Shaolin short strike, as in the Shaolin document, saying that it is dodging and playing with it, playing with the momentum, smuggling, dodging. But the boxing way and the short strike Wing Chun way are complete different things because it has a different mechanics. Okay? That's one key. So we know exactly what it is. If we don't know about it, we will not be able to deal with it. We will not be able to get good at it. Again, the second thing is resistance. Resistance. That is for the strength, the accelerations, the dynamic speed and power training. The body mechanic development. Unless one have this training, one really don't know the mechanics one don't know what is resistance mean. Okay? So the bottom line is, this is technical. See, I'm not the know-it-all grandmaster or savior of Wing Chun or something. I just say this thing exists, and now it can be proven today in sports science and evidence. Are we going to face that? Or are we going to start still creating whatever we like? Oh, this is the same. Wing Chun is from Western boxing. Wing Chun is from Tai Chi, and you have to use your Dan Tian. Are you out of your mind? You want to use Dan Tian? When your opponent is trained like this every day, when the opponent is trained with the wall isometrics every day, so life is not that simple. The ancient traditional Chinese martial art is not that simple. It is not what most of us think today. So this is what I'd like to share with you. Again, the notions is to present what is exactly happened in the ancient. Not about I know it all. Not about I'm perfect. And this is the wall. Go try it and see how can you deal with the wall. This is the harness of the resistance training. See how fast you can shoot in. If you are not training with the handling of the footwork, as I have mentioned a few videos ago. And what I'm presenting to you is not my creations, my interpretations. It is all in the book.